Number one was mortgage rates will rise to 3.6%, which will bring price growth down to earth. So they're thinking as interest rates go up a little bit, then home prices will level off, is what they're saying there. I agree with their interest rate prediction. I think that, rates will slowly continue to rise through next year. I don't know if that's going to be the cause of home prices leveling off a little bit, though. I think it's going to be other factors, and I think that home prices are still going to go up. I mean, as far as an appreciation standpoint, what's your guess for next year?
6-7%.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be the 2-4%. I think it's going to be that 6 to 8.
Yep.
Number two, new listings will hit a 10-year high, which will hardly make a dent in our ongoing supply shortage.
Really, a 10-year high? Well, that would be great.
But a 10-year high is what? Evan and I were talking about this last week. What's the most listings we've had in the Twin Cities for the last 10 years?
I got to look
that since 2011.
13,000?
Yeah, something like that.
2011, they were pretty good.
Well, 2011, we didn't have the kind of demand we do now.
Correct. I'm going to pull up those stats for next week because I'd be curious.
I'd be very curious too, yeah. But
good.
I completely agree with their second thought here, is that if we hit a 10-year high in listings, it will hardly make a dent in how much demand there is for buyers out there.
Agree.
I think we'd have to hit like 18 to 20,000 listings, which we haven't hit in 15, 16 years.
We would need to triple the listing inventory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that was the number that Mike and I landed on last week, was where we were saying once you hit like 2.1 homes per buyer, which is like at least fully double from where we're at right now, but probably realistically a little bit more than that.
Prediction number 3, rents will increase by 7%. So that is their prediction. Redfin's prediction for 2022. Rents go up another 7% next year.
Not in St. Paul, though. Not next year.
Right? True story.
until they do amend the law, because everybody is seeming to want to add some caveats to that. But even so, I definitely would just rubber stamp this and say, yep, that sounds about right.
I think I think they hit it spot on. I don't see rents stabilizing or going down by any means. I think 7% I think they probably hit the nail on the head there. Prediction number 4, home buyers will relocate to affordable cities. Again, this is a national deal, like Columbus, Ohio, Indianapolis, and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, over the Sun Belt.
I mean, that's us. Ultimately speaking, the Twin Cities is very affordable when you look at it on the national scale. We don't need a market adjustment like, if you're out in California, you do for the FHA limits and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
We're already seeing a lot of people coming here from California for a variety of reasons. And I'm sure that that's going to continue and probably accelerate.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't know about you, but I think Minnesota is a lot better to live in than California. It's natural marketing. It just works that way.
Right. Yeah. And so I would agree with them. I mean, it's got to happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can look at the huge upward pressure from massive price increases on homes in markets like LA, but then you can also point to things like there are more severe hurricanes in Florida, and there are a lot of people that are saying it's not affordable to live here, not because the house is expensive, even though it is in Florida, but because we have to pay so much on insurance, we have to pay so much in upkeep. And you know what? Maybe the center of the country where we don't have gigantic hurricanes twice a year, that looks pretty appealing.
So I think to add to that comment, I think that you're going to see the urban sprawl continue. Because so many companies are allowing their employees to work from home, they can work remotely. They can work from anywhere in the country, and so I think that you're going to continue to see, these outskirts certainly like Elko New Market and even Lonsdale, and you're going out to Cokato, and I think you're going to continue to see that in the Twin Cities metro area.
Yep. People will vote with their feet, moving to places that align with their politics.
Well, I mean, that goes hand in glove with the last one, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of division in the country. There's a lot of division in any given state. And there's a lot of ability for people to go where they feel like they're part of the community.
And with working remotely and all that stuff, it makes it just that much easier to basically not be so grounded where you're at now. You can maybe move and keep your exact same job, and it's literally just a move and nothing else changes for you. Hondo Demand will take off.
Interesting. I think that's been coming. I think one of the reasons for that is the baby boomer generation, they continue to retire. And they, a lot of them want a place in Minnesota, and they want a place in Florida, or Arizona or somewhere down south. And so, and there's also, there's a big group of the, millennials and Gen Z, and they're, some of them want that easy living where they don't want to have to think about the outside maintenance, and they want underground heated parking and things like that. So I agree. I think you're going to see that.
Home buyers will take climate risks seriously.
Already happening. I think that this goes hand in glove with the other migration ones. People are looking at the writing on the wall. Like we talked about it last week. Florida home insurance rates are astronomically going up, and it's because there's more severe hurricanes.
Yep.
Regardless of what your political stances are when it comes to global warming, climate change, all that stuff, it doesn't really matter when the insurance company says, listen, we've got more claims in Florida because of hurricanes and more worse claims, so your rates are going up a lot.
Interesting.
I've got some new clients that are looking at homes, and I had to give them the, listen, Florida isn't like a lot of the country. It's very expensive. Florida and a lot of the deep southeast is getting very expensive because of hurricanes.
It's like $500 a month for your insurance. Right.
Yeah, imagine where it's like, oh man, I can't get rid of this PMI, and now it's like, oh yeah, and also my home insurance every year goes up by like 80% on average.
Housing policy will become central to political battles about climate change.
There will be debates about how much local, state, and federal governments should spend on climate resilient infrastructure, bailing out homeowners who have been damaged by climate change, that kind of stuff. It'll be a conversation of how much should we as Minnesotans help to subsidize people who want to keep living in Florida.
Oh, interesting.
I think that's a reasonable take. If insurance premiums are going up that much in Florida, my answer to that is come to Minnesota.
Yep.
I actually think that the snow is kind of nice.
I love it. I love the snow today.
iBuyers, so this would be like your Zillow Instant Offers, your Open Door, things like that. iBuyers will focus on perfecting a niche service instead of market domination.
Well, you've already seen that. I mean, Zillow has they pulled out. They're not buying homes anymore, and so I think
they're offloading a bunch too.
They are, and so they their business strategy, I think, has failed them, and it just. We questioned that. We were looking at what they were doing specifically in this market because that's where we're at, and we thought, how are they? This doesn't make sense. There's not. This isn't a profitable plan, and it's proven not to be even in other markets throughout the U.S. So I think that's spot on.
Yep. I think we'll see less of that. There'll still be. It's kind of like adjustable rate mortgages. See less of it. They're still around. They still serve a purpose in the market. It'll just be less.
Yep. Yep.
The DOJ will crack down on how real estate agents are paid.
Interesting.
I mean, that's something that's come up basically every year.
Yep.
And it hasn't changed yet. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how things shake out there. And, who knows? Honestly, I think it's better off just leave it the way it is. I don't think that system is broken, to be honest with you.
Right.
I don't think there needs to be a change. But then again, I'm not the one making the rules either.
Exactly.
So